Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring Twisted Fate. This is a video replay that was sent to me by my friend Bristelz, so we're going to be watching him play Twisted Fate in this game. And this is taken from a normal game. Notice that there's a brand on each team here. So what we're going to see is just a normal game. I think that this is in a game of two. I think that Bristelz is playing with the Sivir player in this game, Magic Sarah. Not 100% sure, but I think he mentioned that to me. So anyway, in terms of Bristelz's team, in addition to him playing Twisted Fate and Magic Sarah playing Sivir, we also have a Shaco player, a Renekton player, and a Brand player. They're matched up against a team that has a Veigar player, a Brand player, and a Mumu player, an Ezreal player, and another Sivir player. So there's a Sivir player on both teams. But on this side, we have one of the custom Sivir skins, and I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but it's one of the newer ones that's been released recently. So there we go. Anyway, I haven't done a Twisted Fate video in a while, so I want to showcase this one. There are a number of different ways that you can play Twisted Fate. He can be built to do attack damage, is one of the popular ways to play him. He can be built as an ability power champion. He can be built as a hybrid of both styles too. He's very versatile in terms of playing him, and he seems to come and go in sort of waves of popularity online. Right now, we're sort of back in another wave of Twisted Fate being popular. I've seen him getting banned and ranked a lot recently. He's a great champ, but he's difficult to play. He has one of the highest skill level thresholds of any champ. And in this game, Bristelz is going to be playing ability power Twisted Fate, so we'll see that. That's why he's picked up the Doran's Ring to start. So as I said, you can go attack damage or you can go ability power. Twisted Fate's pretty versatile in the sense that you can go in either direction, but I've played with Bristelz a fair amount. He always goes ability power Twisted Fate, so he's going to be playing in that style. If you're going to be going attack damage Twisted Fate, generally speaking, you're going to be trying to max Twisted Fate's E skill, his stack deck. If you're going to be going for ability power Twisted Fate, you're going to be trying to max his Q, his wild cards, and I'll talk a little bit more about them as the game goes on. But in any case, right now, as far as the setup phase, you can see Shaco right now is setting up his Jack-in-the-Boxes. He's getting ready to start at blue. Normally, Shaco players will start over here at red. The rationale for that being if they get invaded in the jungle at their red, they can still go and do blue later on. So we'll see, but looks like he's going to start blue. You can start blue, of course. It's just a little bit riskier because if they pop your Jack-in-the-Boxes, then you can be really screwed in terms of jungling. But they do have Sivir over here. They do have Twisted Fate, Bristelz Twisted Fate over here in order to try and defend this in case the enemy team would come in and try to invade his jungle. So anyway, there you go. There's the starting items. Oh, Bristelz apparently got fooled by the enemy team. Somebody typed hold D for new dance patch, and apparently he actually did hit D, which of course used up his flash, which is pretty hilarious. Nicely done there. You see, wow, you made me use flash, so that's kind of funny there. Oh well, anyway. As I said, I have done Twisted Fate videos before, but that was a long time ago. Twisted Fate, the champion, I think actually has not been changed in any recent patches. I believe that he's still unchanged, but since I did those videos ages ago, I'll go through and talk a little bit about the skills on Twisted Fate. The one that Bristelz put his first point in is pick a card, the Twisted Fate W skill, and this is one of the coolest skills in all of League of Legends. You can see when you use the ability, this card starts flickering above Twisted Fate's head, and you can pick from 3 different abilities. You can see here. Blue card deals extra damage and restores mana when it gets hit, and as you build more ability power, it actually will give you back a lot of mana, so it tends to be the most useful when you're laning. The red card deals magic damage and slows in an area of effect, so it damages units. You can see deals area of effect damage. Also, red does do the most damage overall, so there you go. And the gold card, the one that he's most famous for, gold card will stun. So generally speaking, when you're up against enemy champions, you're going to try to stun them with gold cards. When you're up against minion waves, you're generally more frequently going to use the blue or the red cards. So it takes a little skill to get the hang of using this. This is something that'll take a little bit of practice if you're not used to using Twisted Fate in terms of picking those cards. Anyway, so Bristelz started with 1 point in his E, pick a card. He then put his next 2 points in wild card. You can see that's where you throw the 3 cards. The great thing about wild cards is look at the range, extreme long range skill. But anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute because right now you can see the Shaco player is coming over here trying to set up a gank on this Brand player. So here he is, he's going to deceive in, come in, and there's the hit from behind. Bristelz is going to use gold card to stun. He's going to get the kill with his ignite. But he is going to die in the process, so they're going to go 1 for 1, but Bristelz is going to get first blood, and the Shaco player is going to get an assist, so they're going to come out a little bit ahead there in that exchange, which is good because Bristelz was kind of losing the lane to that Brand player earlier. But because he got the first blood, that means he's going to be able to get Amplifying Tome and Boots, so that's going to be a big help here. Anyway, as I was saying, Wild Cards is the skill that you're going to level up first if you are going to play an Ability Power Twisted Fate, AP Twisted Fate. That's because this one has, I think it has the best Ability Power ratio out of Twisted Fate skills. It's on a pretty short cooldown. You can see 5.5 second cooldown. When you play Ability Power Twisted Fate, generally you stay back and then you try to toss your Wild Cards. I mean, as you can see here, you can see how much damage, not how much damage, you can see the range on that skill, extreme range. So it's one way to stay safe. One of the biggest disadvantages of Twisted Fate is just that he is this awesome champ in terms of versatility. He can put out tons of damage, but he's extremely easy to kill. And so one thing you can try to do is you can try to use your wild cards at range, and that'll help keep you safe. So anyway, you can see Bristelz coming out a little bit ahead in that exchange there. Anyway, his E-skill here is Stacked Deck. You can see this is a passive. Every 4 attacks, Twisted Fate deals extra magic damage. And in addition, for each point you put in the skill, you can see you get additional attack speed and additional cooldown reduction. So again, a useful skill for both attack damage builds. You AD-TFs usually will build this one first just because it increases their attack speed, and that's pretty good. And but you can also build this, try to focus on this skill with Ability Power TF as well, because it does decrease the cooldowns, but it's a little bit less important for an Ability Power Twisted Fate. And then finally, the skill that makes Twisted Fate, his ultimate, Destiny. You can see when you use it, it reveals all enemy champions, including stealth ones, for 6 seconds. And while it's active, Twisted Fate can teleport anywhere on the map. You just click wherever you want to go on the map, and he instantly teleports there. So while it doesn't deal any damage, it's just such a powerful ultimate in the hands of a skilled player. The ability to go anywhere on the map instantaneously, teleporting in behind enemy champs. So good for backdooring. You can push lanes and backdoors. Oh, and look at this. Really nice play there by Bristelz. Flashing in, gold card stun, wild card, and easy kill on that brand. So very nicely played. And somebody, the Amumu on their team, is already saying GG a little bit prematurely, but that was a very nice kill. And gonna get Bristelz a little bit extra gold, a little bit extra experience, and now he's gonna be able to push on this tower. Does have to be a little bit careful there. You can see, did you notice how he got mana back when he chucked the blue card? Generally, people like to toss the blue cards at the towers. I think because the blue card is the only one that gets the bonus effect when you use it at a tower. The red and gold, I believe, don't do anything extra when used at a tower. So anyway, there's another gold card stun, and there's the wild card. That's generally the way you want to set it up. Gold card stun into wild card, locking them in place so you're guaranteed to hit on the wild card. Otherwise, it can be a little tricky to hit on the wild cards. Oh, Bristel's going to go in here again, and there's the ignite, and let's see if this is going to be enough to finish off that Amumu player. Not sure, and yes, is going to be enough to finish off Amumu, so very nicely done. And Bristelz is actually going to pick up red buff. Don't think this is a safe teleport here, though. Brand, if he comes forward, could, you know, if he can get off his stun here, that could be it. Oh, there it is, and there's the pillar, there's the stun, and that's an unnecessary death. So not too good there. Just gave away a lot of the advantage that he picked up from killing that Amumu. So really, not sure why Bristel's trying to port back here. If he just walks back right here to behind the tower, then Brand can't do that. So mistake there, not so great. And notice what Bristelz is doing right away here. He's picking up a Mejai's Soul Stealer as pretty much his first real item of the game here. You can see after getting boots, after starting with the Durans and getting boots, he bought the Amplifying Tome and turned that immediately into Mejai's. Now, I am personally not a huge fan of the Soul Stealer on Twisted Fate just because he is so squishy as a champion. He's so easy to kill, but nevertheless, it can be really good too, because if you can get a lot of kills and avoid dying, then you can become super strong, you know, get a ton of ability power. Right now, he's at the fountain. He's got a gold card locked in. He's going to gate in somewhere on the map, so where's he going to go? Top lane, middle lane, bottom lane. No, he's going to blue buff. He's going to the Amumu player at blue buff. And is he going to be able to get this kill here? Doesn't look like it. But so going, you can see again, you can appear anywhere on the map once you use Destiny. You can gate in anywhere. Choosing to gate in over here, trying to gank the enemy team's jungler, which is a little bit interesting. Not where you'd expect him to go. So anyway, not going to be able to get that kill, but that is going to interfere with the Amumu's jungling. And up, coming in here, there's the gold card stun. There's the wild card. Going to get a little damage. Here comes Shaco. Shaco going to come out of it. Stealth invisibility. Shaco does have red, so he's going to be able to slow. And right there's the gold card stun. Are they going to be able to finish off Brand? Yes, they are, with another gold card stun. So very nicely done, and that will get two stacks on that Mejai's Soul Stealer. Anyway, Bristelz probably should just push this to tower and then go back and heal. Looks like he's going to do that, maybe, or not. Looks like he's going to come forward. A little risky here because they don't have visibility on that Amumu jungler. He could be in a lot of different places. So anyway, looks like Bristelz is going to stay in lane, not try to go back. I probably would have just gone back and purchased there instead of running around on half health. But again, now notice the weakness of this build: 36 armor, 30 magic resist, very, very low armor and magic resist, and Twisted Fate does not get much life when he levels up. So as I said, very squishy champion, very easy to kill. But at the same time, a Twisted Fate that gets fed on kills is one of the most unstoppable forces in the game, because he can just pop his ultimate and he just appears anywhere on the map, and it's really, really hard to stop that. Anyway, Bristelz though locking in a gold card, coming down here. Looks like he's going to try to go, looks like he's going to try a tower dive here. Not sure this is the best play, but it could potentially go for this. The Sivir player, Magic Sarah, is out of mana, so not going to be able to do too much. That Ezreal though, in a bad position, going to go and get the stun on Veigar, and that's going to get another kill and 2 more stacks on that Soul Stealer. So nicely done right there. Ezreal though, this feels a little bit less safe to me. Still chasing, gonna force the ghost, and oh, look at that, down to 20 HP. Don't think he's going to manage to get that kill though. Mid is missing though still, so the middle player, who was in mid before? Oh, here it is. Here's a Mumu coming in. Bristelz doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out of this. Well, Mumu does kind of waste his ult. I don't think he's getting out of that, but Bristelz is going to get taken down there. Looks like their brand player went up to try to gank top lane, but they do have a ward, so not going to do anything. When Bristelz abandoned mid, that brand player probably should have just tried to push over that middle tower. That is, push the minion wave to tower and try to push it. That's often the best response to somebody leaving lane for an extended period of time, but it doesn't look like he was going to do that. So anyway, Bristelz did get some more kills, but then the death, and that's going to wipe out some of the stacks on Mejai's Soul Stealer. Anyway, as you can see, for anyone who hasn't seen Mejai's, basically every time you get a kill, you gain 8 ability power, 2 stacks for a kill, 1 stack for an assist. Again, it can stack up to 20 times, but you lose a third of your stacks each time you die. So anyway, it is a good item if you can stay alive, if you can get tons of kills, but it's very risky, and you know, it's a big time gamble if you're going to build it on a champion like Twisted Fate. So anyway, picked up the Sorcerer's Shoes, now has a lot of magic penetration. You can see 29 spell penetration and the 15% from the offensive tree and masteries. Anyway, looks like this Shaco player is getting ready to do Dragon. He's built up a whole lot of Jack-in-the-Boxes here, so let's see how this goes. You can see Bristelz is going to come down and try to support this. Should be able to do this probably without too many problems. There's the Shaco clone. Looks like Dragon's going down pretty fast. We can see the health up there. Brand is going to come in here, though. Let's see if they're going to be able to actually get this Dragon. Can Shaco use his smite to finish this off? He should be able to smite this thing. Let's see if are they going to get this? Yes, they do pick up the Dragon. So a little bit risky there at the end with that Brand coming in, but they do get Dragon, and Brand is going to flash for some reason. I really don't think he needed the flash there. I don't think he was really in that much danger. But anyway, he is going to flash there, and so that's a big advantage in lane. His flash will be down for about the next 3 to 3.5 minutes, and so that'll give Bristelz an edge in lane. Now, one thing I have found when I play Twisted Fate is he runs himself out of mana really quickly. So you can see Bristelz is trying to use the blue cards to make up for that. It's just those wild cards are on such a short cooldown. You find yourself spamming the wild cards, and then you run yourself out of mana real quickly. But you can get some of it back with those blue cards. Anyway, Bristelz has pushed up the tower, so he's in a bit of an exposed position here, getting in some nice harassment on that tower. There's Brand doing a nice job of farming, using his Pillar of Flame, his conflagration, farming up that minion wave pretty quickly. Apparently didn't want to go in and go after Bristelz there, though. Anyway, Bristelz's ultimate has cooled down again, so he can go back to Fountain, restore his health, restore his mana, and then immediately report back to wherever he wants to go. So often a good thing to do. Looks like this Brand player is going to harass him here, though. There's a conflagration, and wow, getting in the stun. Now Brand going to dive on the tower, and is he going to make it out of here? Wow, we're going to get a double kill, each side killing one another. So yeah, that's going to cost some more stacks on that Mejai Soul Stealer. So still at four stacks, but I don't know, going 1 for 1 generally not worth it when you have Mejai's Soul Stealer. And Bristelz is going to pick up another kill, though, so he's actually got 6 kills in the first 13 minutes, but that is against 4 deaths, so a lot of action both ways, both offensively and defensively here, though. Anyway, if I'm going to look at the other lanes, let's look at that top lane where we have the Brand on this team against the Sivir on the other team. So 74 minion kills on the Brand, 67 on the Sivir. So Brand a little bit ahead, not too much difference there. Anyway, there's the ultimate, going to gate in. Where is he going to appear? Going to appear down here, gating in next to that Ezreal. Are they going to be able to finish off this Ezreal? Yes, are going to finish off. Nice flash on Bristelz's part, flashing away from Veigar's Dark Matter. Don't know if that would have killed him, but it would have been pretty close. Oh, and look at that wild card. Going to drop down Veigar. Oh, going to drop him down to 80 HP and then finish him off with the gold card stun. And they should be able to get this tower with no problems. Again, that's the power of Twisted Fate, just the ability to appear anywhere on the map instantly. and all of a sudden he's right in the middle of the action before you even realize he's there. And that Vygar and Ezreal player really weren't even far away from their tower, but Bristelz just gating in with the gold card stun, with the wild card, going to pick up 2 more kills. And if you notice this, Bristelz actually has all 8 kills and all 4 deaths on his team so far, which is really pretty insane. I have to say, I don't remember a game where I've seen that before recently, where one player was literally responsible for all of the action taking place so far, so pretty crazy. Anyway, there was some bad news there. If you notice, their Shaco player has just disconnected. I believe that Bristelz said that this Shaco player had a whole bunch of connection issues during this game, so let's see how they can do right now. They're going to have to play 4v5 for the moment until that Shaco player can come back, but they are doing quite well. They already pushed down bottom tower. It looks like Bristelz is going to be able to push down this tower mid. That's a very unnecessary teleport from that Sivir. No offense to Magic Sarah, but I definitely don't agree with that play. Should have saved that teleport for a situation where they really needed it. Anyway, Brand pushing on this top tower here. Can't see how much health the tower actually has due to the way the health bars are bugged. Anyway, right now going into this Vygar, he's quite low, but now Bristelz, is just going to get wrecked by that Vygar Event Horizon stun into a Brand ult and a Vygar Primordial Burst ult. So they are going to kill Vygar, but they go 1 for 2. Definitely not really worth it. That was I think there were 4 members of the enemy team there, so not an even exchange at all. Anyway, but because so many of the enemy team's champs were there, that means they're still ignoring Brand. It looks like top's going to go down any minute now. I would have to think that's going to fall. Here comes the enemy team Sivir. There's the tower. It's down on 100 health, down on 40 health, and down it goes. There it is. So that Brand is going to get that. Going back and forth with Sivir here. In comes the other Brand. So doesn't look like Brand's going to make it out. No, not going to make it out. But there is the Twisted Fate ult. So, oh, no. Bristelz going to gate in over here. Thought he was going top lane. Nope. Actually going to go middle lane. Going to pick up another kill. So, Bristelz has picked up his 9th kill of the match in the first 15 minutes. So, pretty good stuff. Let's see, Renekton ghosting for no real reason. Here's another fight breaking out. Bristelz engaging with this Brand. Oh, fail on the flash. And that's going to be another kill. Failed flash on that Brand's player. Very sad. Hate to see that. And the Brand player admitting it himself. Renekton ghosting for no real reason earlier. I guess he wanted to get to bottom to try to push back that minion wave. But remember what I said earlier about the Sivir player not kind of wasting the teleport right there when that huge minion wave was pushing bottom? That's when the teleport would have been more useful. So again, there's nothing wrong with taking Summoner Teleport, but you really should try to save it for when you actually need it. Not just teleport back to a lane that's not being pushed. That's generally not a good sign. But anyway, right now Bristelz picking up blue. You can see he's up to 10 stacks right now on his Magi, so that gives giving him 80 ability power. So there you go, doing quite well. You can see 200 ability power overall. He's building Sheen and Blasting Wand, so it looks like the next item is going to be Lichbane, a good item for Twisted Fate. Synergizes really well with the way his skills work, because you're going to be using his abilities quickly. That is, I mean, you'll stun. You can stun, then auto attack, then wildcard, then auto attack, and you get that 100% chance when the ability is used that you'll deal extra damage based on how much ability power you have there. So anyway, even though they're still down the player, looks like the team that Bristelz is on is trying to push this middle lane tower. Except for Renekton. I don't know what Renekton's doing. This is not really a safe place to be, I have to say. Three here in the enemy team's jungle. If the enemy team spots them there and they come as 5, then they're going to lose any engage. 3 on 5, not a good engage. Yeah, 5 members of the enemy team here really should not go in and engage on that. Should probably just be trying to defend at this tower. When a 5 on, even though Bristelz team is ahead, engaging at, 5 on 3 odds, not too good. Oh, Brand going in on that Ezreal, and yeah, this is why I'm saying not a good engage to go in on. Brand is going to get the kill and go 1 for 1, but the whole rest of the enemy team is there. And anyway, Renekton is coming in now, but still seems like a bit of a risky engage. There they go, getting at the gold card stun. There's the wild cards. Oh, doing just a ton of damage, but now Vygar ulting on Bristelz, and wow, Bristelz just going down so fast to that Vygar Dark Matter, Event Horizon stun, and then Primordial Burst. Remember, that Primordial Burst does do damage based on how much ability power the enemy champion has, so just when Bristelz builds all that ability power, it really does a lot of damage to him as well when Vygar ults on him. Anyway, here, Needlessly Large Rod, going to add more ability power. I guess he's going to build Death Cap next, not Lichbane, which also works pretty well. Get the most amount of ability power you can. So there you go. Anyway, Bristelz now 10-6-2. A lot of action for this early in the game. They still do not have their Shaco player. He's still hanging out at the base, just has the Wriggles and Boots of Speed. Anyway, a lot of action here, as I said. Bristelz not actually farming all that well, the 67 minion kills, but he has been engaged in fighting or ganking someone pretty much the entire game, which helps to explain it. Brand has the most minion kills in game, doing a pretty good job. I mean, I guess he could be a little bit higher. More like 120, 130 would be better at this stage of the game, but there has been a lot of fighting going on, so that partially explains it. Anyway, it's just funny to look at the stats and see everyone else is like 0-0-1-1, 1-0-1-2, and then you have 10-6. So, needless to say, it's been a very eventful Twisted Fate game, one way or the other thus far, and those Magi stacks are constantly going up and down the whole game. Anyway, it looks like Shaco is back. That's a good sign. Dragon has repopped, so you'd expect to see a dragon fight soon. Anyway, Renekton has gotten caught out by the enemy team, so he's going to go down, and now Bristelz is going to ult in. Don't really think Bristelz should be trying to fight this. This is a 1-on-3, now a 2-on-3 with Sivir coming in, but it's the number is still not in their favor. No, 4 enemy champs here, so even with Brand coming in, that's still a 3-on-4. Anyway, doing a lot of damage. I mean, no question about that. Oh, gonna miss the Ezreal ult, but still gonna take down Sivir there nonetheless. There's the gold card stun, gonna finish off that on Mumu. Brand has been ignited, looks like he is gonna survive there, so they're going to go 1 for 2. Yeah, I mean, again, these engages, you just don't want to do these engages when the numbers aren't in your favor, but doing just so much damage with that wild card to that Sivir player. Again, wild card, as I said, has a pretty good ability power ratio, and he has maxed it out now, so yeah, the wild card's doing about 450 damage, and you can see how far the range is. With that blue buff, Bristelz can just spam them constantly. Yeah, they're on a little bit longer than a 3-second cooldown, so again, just deal so much damage on such a short cooldown, particularly with that blue buff in place. Anyway, looks like Shaco, now that he's back, is going to go for Dragon. Shaco is under-leveled, though, so going to be a little bit dangerous. There they go. They're going to pull it out here. They're going to get it to engage on the Shaco player. Can't really have it engage on Bristelz. Now, this is not a very safe play. If the enemy team has any kind of ward, they can come down the river, and presumably they would just be able to kill both of them here and then steal Dragon, but it doesn't look like the enemy team has any vision there. So I mean, it worked out, but again, not the best play necessarily. I mean, you can't just assume that the enemy team doesn't have a Dragon ward. Good teams will have a Dragon ward, so I think that was a very, very aggressive play. Even though it did work out, I'm not sure that it was the right play to make in that situation, but anyway, enemy team did seem a little bit clueless, so it looks like they're going to get away with this. Alright, anyway, instead, enemy team looks like they're pushing mid. You can see Bristelz has gone back to base. He's going to pick up the death cap and another blasting wand. So yeah, 460 ability power at the 21-minute mark. That is a lot of ability power, just doing a ton of damage right now. As long as he can stay alive. Now, granted, Bristelz does have 55 armor, 30 ability power, or 30 magic resist, so he really doesn't have any survivability whatsoever, but wherever he ports in, he can kill people. And now porting in top, deciding to go after this Amumu. I'm not sure this is the right decision. The rest of the enemy team is going to come up here. Don't know if it's good to waste all your cooldowns going after an Amumu, the enemy team's tank, and yeah, there we go. Viger going to blow that up, and they're going to go 0 for 2. So really, not a good fight to be picking. Not a good decision to chase Amumu right into the rest of the enemy team. Now, Brand is going to get a kill there, so nicely done on the Brand, but still, numbers are not in their favor on this engage here. Enemy team's Brand going in. There's going to be the Pyroclasm. Oh, they're going to be able to get this Brand. Yes, are going to be able to shut down that Brand. So they are able to turn this into a 2 for 2, but nonetheless, it still wasn't a good engage to go in on. And you can see one of the results is the enemy team's Vygar is going to take this top tower. And so they are going to lose a tower there and come out a little bit behind. Of course, there is a big minion wave pushing bottom lane, and the enemy team Brand asking why his skill didn't go off, but it looks like he was stunned and he was killed just before he could get off his own skills or something like that. Anyway, the Magi stacks have gone up and down so many times already in the game, down around 6. Generally speaking, you need the Magi stacks to be at 6 or higher to be worth it in terms of money. If they're much lower than that, then they're really not worth it. See, right now, Bristelz is getting 48 ability power, so that's probably worth it in terms of the cost, something like that. But when it gets lower than that, it's generally not too cost effective. I'm just personally not a huge fan of Magi's overall. When I buy it, you almost never see me buy it in my games. But I know a lot of other people like it, and like all the other snowballing items, it is a bit of a gamble here. But this game overall has been very exciting thus far. You can see the 16-13 in champion kills. Shaco over in the enemy team's jungle trying to do their wolves. Not the safest place for Shaco to be. Does look like he's going to make it out. as I said, there has been a lot of action, no shortage of action going back and forth here. When the champion kills are this high, it does tend to indicate somewhat of a sloppily played game, but I mean, it is fun to watch, let's be honest, it is fun to watch. Sometimes the most entertaining games are not the most perfectly played ones. Anyway, you can see the stats there, you can see the minion kills. Looks like the enemy team is farming maybe a little bit better than their team. Anyway, Bristelz is going to go down here. I guess he's going to split push while the rest of his team defends middle lane. That would be a pretty effective strategy here if they could set that up. Twisted Fate is the god of backdooring. He is the best in the game at it. So having him go off into a side lane to split push and then be able to ult in, pretty good. Anyway, looks like he's going to engage with this Sivir here. Bristelz should probably just walk away until that Sivir ult wears off, and looks like that's what he's going to do. That ult should be just about over right now. Once that Sivir ult is down, oh, the Banshee's Veil popping once again. Bristelz, uh-oh, here comes Amumu. Uh-oh, here comes Veigar. This is trouble. He needs to try to ult out of this. He needs to try to pop his ult and get out of here. Nope, not going to work. Not going to work. Not going to be able to burst down that Veigar, so they're going to go 0 for 2. They also lost Renekton in a team fight up here, so not so great there. Not the best play in the world. Can they finish off this Brand? Shaco just needs to hit him one more time. There's the exhaust. Looks like he's going to be able to get him here. And no, not going to get that Brand. 9 HP. Wow, I thought Shaco just needed to toss his Shiv, and that would have finished him off, but apparently not. Anyway, Sivir going to get in a little harassed there. Can Sivir get away? Yes, just going to dodge that Amumu bandage toss. But anyway, overall, the engage down there, not the best. When people started to leave mid, that's when Bristelz needed to get out of there. I guess he was just a little bit slow in reacting. Uh-oh, and Shaco's dropped again. That's a bad sign. Shaco disconnecting yet again. When the enemy champ started to leave mid, that's when Bristelz needed to get out of there. He could have tried to pop his ult and then just appear somewhere else on the map. You can do that. Anyway, so look, you can see them back here in the base right now. Anyway, instead, just going to go mid on that ult. You're going to pop the ult and head back to mid. So anyway, yeah, one thing Twisted Fate can do is you kind of have to get a sense for when they're all coming for you. If you know they're all coming for you, you can try to ult out, and wow, look at that. A lot of damage there. Bristelz is going to flash to avoid the Dark Matter, but still going to take a ton of damage. They don't really want to pick this fight here. It is a 2-on-3 again. You can see Amumu's back here. Don't really want to go in and engage on this. And now Sivir coming in, so there's 4 enemy champs here, but it looks like they are just going to burst down that Brand before the rest of the team can even get there and support. So very nicely done there. I still did feel like that wasn't really a fight they wanted to pick. There's the gold card stun on Amumu. There's the Brand stun. And are they going to be able to finish him off? Let's see. Yes, Brand ult is going to finish him off. Pyroclasm going to take him down. So going to go 2 for 0 there. Nice engage there. Still feel like that wasn't, feels like that wasn't something that should have worked, but it did work out nonetheless. Going to get a few more stacks there, although I think Bristelz got assists and not kills. Or he did get the 1 kill. He did get the 1 kill on the Amumu player, but didn't get the other one. Uh-oh, Brand in trouble now. Here comes Ezreal. There's the Ignite. Is he going to be able to make it out of here? I think he's going to make it out. Yes, one last tick on Ignite. Does manage to survive, and looks like he is going to run away, which is very important so he can preserve that blue buff. Uh-oh, though, if the wolves engage, they might kill him. No, looks like he's going to be okay, though. That would have been pretty hilarious if the wolves had gone after Brand and then killed him after all that. Anyway, Sivir was pushing top lane a little bit earlier, but looks like Sivir was managed to get out of there. So, going to go back to base, going to go back and re-engage and buy up and get ready for another push. The shame that Shaco is disconnected so much. You can see he's done almost nothing. He did get the 2 dragons, but that's about it. Speaking of Dragon, Dragon is back up again, so in theory, the next fight will be over this Dragon. That's what you'd think anyway. Maybe not necessarily, but generally speaking, the neutral buffs are what people are going to fight over on the map. You'd think that that's what they'd go after. Anyway, Bristelz has finished his Lich Bane here, so you can see additional mana, additional ability power, magic resist, and movement speed, and of course the passive that when abilities used deals an additional 100% of your ability power in damage. And yes, nice call here by Bristel's team to go for this Dragon. Even though they are pretty much even in the champion kills, you can see only 18 to 15. In terms of towers, they're ahead. They have 3 towers down. 3 towers down, only 1 down for the enemy team. And if they get this, it'll be their 3rd dragon of the match. So yes, 3 dragons. So they're up 3 dragons and 2 towers. So even though the kill score is pretty even, they're actually pretty far ahead in this game. I mean, you have to bear in mind those neutral targets on the map as well. Now, they do have to be careful, though, because they are still missing that Shaco player. Wow, look at the range on those wild cards. I mean, that's just really crazy. So they have to be very careful about picking engages, because even though they're ahead, 4v5 is a difficult thing to win. You really should never win 4v5. Anyway, it looks like they're going to come in here against this Amumu. Amumu does have his Banshee's Veil up, or Bristelz is actually ignoring Amumu, going for Veigar. Oh, but he's going to get caught there on the Event Horizon stun, and there's the Primordial Burst, and Bristelz going down so fast to that Veigar. Anyway, they are going to kill Vygar in reprisal, but that's going to cost some more stacks on that Magi Soulstealer, so not a good trade there for Bristelz in that particular exchange. Yeah, Vygar just doing so much damage, and again, even though the magic penetration is great on those Sorcerer Shoes, that is the weakness, though. It does open you up to those stuns like Vygar's Event Horizon. Anyway, engaging here with the enemy team, but that Brandalt is just wrecking Bristelz' team, doing so much damage in that enclosed area. And there they go. They're going to clean up another kill, so 2 more kills for the enemy team, and that is not a good situation for Bristelz' team. Alright guys, well anyway, this video is really long, so while we have a little break here, I'm going to try to split this up. Or wait, let's see if this Renekton can make it out of here. They are going to engage on him, and nope, looks like he is going to slip away. So anyway, I'm going to break this up into 2 parts, and we're going to come back. Or no, I'm not going to break this up into 2 parts. We're going to wait and see what happens here with this engage here. Bristelz going after this Ezreal here. I thought that the action was over. Can he chase him down and get off this gold card stun? Oh, just going to dodge the wild card. So not going to get that. But anyway, as I was saying, this game is quite long, so I am going to break it up here. Going to take a break and split this up into a second video. So check back soon for part 2, guys.